Welcome to Fluido Moments, our podcast series where we will talk about what's it like to be a Fluidian, what we do every day, and what our culture is all about. This is your backstage pass to all things Fluido. Welcome, Kai, to our podcast series. Now, we've been hearing stories from our employees, and now it's the turn of the CEO to come and sit on the bench. Of course, because of the times that we have right now, we are at home, you in your home and me in mine, which is a nice change for the podcast so far. But welcome. My name is Pauliina Löyttö. For the listeners, you of course know that we've been working together for so long, head of people and culture. And without further ado, maybe you can introduce yourself instead of me introducing you, although I feel that I know you quite well after all this time. But what's your story? How did you end up with Fluido?
Well, thank you, Pauliina. It's a pleasure to join you on this podcast. I've had the opportunity to listen to the 3 first ones so far, and they've been truly amazing sessions with the employees. So I'm really grateful for the things that the employees say, and happy to be here with you now. My story with Fluido starts from long time back. I guess in a long time ago, I thought that I would never do this because I was looking how hard my father was working. And but then one of the years I was working at Salesforce myself, and my old colleague Mikko Eronen invited me to do this opportunity to start a new company. And I really loved to work at Salesforce, loved the culture and success that we had there with customers. And I said to Mikko that, okay, I'll join you and let's get going if we do something with Salesforce. And that's how we got going. And then we very quickly looked for someone who can actually do these things. So we found Aki then to join us to start the company.
Yeah, and that's almost exactly 10 years ago.
Exactly, yeah. So in 5 days, it will be 10 years since we got going. Okay, all right. So it's almost an anniversary podcast then. Totally, yeah. But unfortunately, at the times like these now with the virus and all, we are not able to celebrate with an event and so. But let's see when we get over this. Well, we'll make it up, I'm sure, with better times later on. Okay, so you 3 then started together with the company. Did you ever think about the culture of the company, the kind of culture that you want to have for the company, or did you just hit the road running, so to say? Well, I would say yes. We hit the road running. So eventually, when we started, we didn't talk about culture so much. We knew each other. We knew what kind of people we were, and so that's how we got going. And it was in the beginning very easy to live the culture when we were all in the same office in Espoo, Finland, and we could talk to each other face to face every day. And when we had new employees join, we were in small rooms in a packed environment. And you probably remember the times. I remember also, one table. Yeah. Yeah. So the culture was very evident every day in the same place. Yeah, and then how did that become structured, or did you start to think about or I know you started thinking about the culture. How did that come to play, and when was it? It was when we hit about 50 people, right? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So at that stage, when we started to talk about culture and values much more than before, we had already started to work in Sweden. So we had employees in Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, and so many offices. And I was joining this growth hacking event for growth companies, and Panu Luukka from now Leidensoft was presenting there about the values and culture and how it becomes more difficult as companies grow. And when they reached the magic 50 employees. And so a lot of things he was saying resonated a lot for us. And so we engaged him, and we got a lot of help to get going with both the culture side, the purpose, and the values.
Yeah. And what did you think about company values before you kind of were, well, forced, I guess is the wrong word, but what did you think about companies having values, and did we need to have values at Fluido in the very beginning before you knew what you know now?
No, we didn't think we needed values. So I'd worked with a few other companies in the past, and all of them had values defined, but they were not lived by so much. Or let's say the values were there and they were reflected in behavior, but they were not discussed on a daily basis. And so when we engaged with Panu and we started to work, what the values are, what they mean to us, and how those should be reflected on daily work. So he gave us a lot of good help and hints on how to take that forward. So now every day I hear people reflecting to values when they are making decisions, when they are communicating with each other, and when they are also praising each other. They are saying that, thank you for doing this. This really aligns with the particular value that we have.
Yeah, you do see it on a daily basis. People, like you said, make decisions, but then also the way that we behave. And you can see it in these podcasts as well. I think in every single one, people have mentioned a value and the values that we live by. I mean, obviously, that's the theme of the podcast, but even then, it's something that's in the sort of DNA of every Fluidian. So
and it's hard. The values are sort of they're the guiding light, and they're guiding us in the way we work. But it's tough sometimes to make decisions when you know that you are challenged by the value that is there. And but I think it's great in a way also that it keeps us all in a certain way of doing things and appreciating the same things.
Yeah, and I find that sometimes actually, yes, they challenge, but it also sometimes makes things easier because those tough decisions.
Yeah. So
decisions, yeah,
definitely, yeah. So, and you can't live with the bad conscience of making a decision against the value. So, and I'm grateful for also that the team sometimes comes to me and says that, hey, I don't think this is really reflecting the values we have, and let's look at it again and do the right thing.
Yeah. Then it's easier to do the right thing and kind of go there. So now I have to ask you what. So we've got 5 different values. If you had to choose just one, and I obviously you've been part of choosing all 5, but if you just had to choose one, which would you, or what's your favorite, or what's the one that you kind of think reflects our company the most?
Yeah, so I'd say that it has to be 2.
Okay, it has to. Okay, you get special treatment. You get 2.
Okay. No, and I heard in some of the other podcasts our employees talk about friends don't let friends down, and I think it's my favorite. But it goes along with trust, and friends don't let friends down came about when we had some projects that we had challenges with. This was like 2013, 2014, and situations where we were kind of not hitting the project timelines, and people came a little bit early to say that, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. And then we'd gather the team together and work over the weekend to make sure that we can get the user acceptance test going. And so we kind of thought, okay, friends can't let friends down that way, whether it's employees or customers or our partners. And so it kind of felt that at the same time, when friends don't let friends down, you can also trust that the team around you won't pick on you or they won't laugh at you, that you can trust that while you are not letting anyone down by saying that I can't do this or I'm late, then you can trust that your team will help you and will support you. And as a team, we get over the challenges that we might face on a daily basis. Yeah,
because very often helping a friend is also making sure they don't do the wrong things, and if they can't manage something, to help them out, or if they're doing something great, to support them to be even greater. So there are lots of different aspects to that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah, and then there's the we trust. I think that's one of our foundation values as well.
It's the first value we have, and that creates the foundation for everything else. Definitely.
Yeah. So now, if this is your company, and everything that we do very much reflects you as a person and the founders of the company. But when you think back to when you were not the CEO, you were working in a company as a sort of regular employee. What kind of things did you value there?
Well, let me correct you first.
Okay,
it's not my company.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah. So
sorry about that. Yes, it's not. I didn't mean like that. But yeah, okay.
I know. But
that's the first thing about you is what you're doing right now.
So now we are part of Infosys family, which is wonderful, and but also the companies, all the employees, and the team we have. So, but. I think from my past, when I've been working with different managers and different leaders, so I've always appreciated and liked the fact that those teams have been very open, very transparent, and very unhierarchical. So it's been great that the managers and leaders allow the teams to take charge and have the self-drive to go forward and trust that things are done in the right way and good way. And sometimes things don't work out. It might be done wrong way, but then we can fix very quickly. And that's how I try to kind of look at Fluido also, that people who are closest to the customer and closest to the situation can manage their day and decisions and take best decisions. If unfortunately, we have levels of hierarchy also, in a sense that the traditional organizations have. And if I'm 4 or 5 steps away from the situation, you can't expect me to make the right decision.
Yeah. It's you're right. It's not just the one-man band or kind of one team who does everything, but it's all of us and everything that we do. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That said, though, and the reason I kind of mentioned that this company looks very much like you is because it kind of does, and the particular reason why I say that is because when I have done now 9 of these podcasts, everybody mentions you as a person, whether it's something you've said or something you've done or something. When you listen to the other ones, you'll hear them. But
I hope they're positive.
Yeah. Well, you paid them enough money to say positive things, so you're safe.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Very
no.
Good.
No. But how do you feel about that? That it always comes, or not always, but a lot of the times it comes down to Kai.
I try to avoid it somehow because I think companies shouldn't be run with a personal cult in a way that it's the people who work and do the work every day and make the company and its culture the way it is. So, but of course, on the other hand, I'm grateful that the team feels that way, that I can also contribute and lead them in a way that they want to kind of follow.
Yeah.
So that's fun, wonderful.
Yeah, and I think we've managed to keep this personal touch in the company. I mean, we're 330 people about right now, and I think you and I both still remember everybody's name and a little bit about their personal things. So, do you have a secret to kind of how do you remember these stories about people and the personal touch, or is it just you?
Well, no. So it's getting tough every day, tougher and tougher. Every month we have 5 to 15 people join the team, and which is great, of course. And I used to be very involved with all the interviews and so on. And now today that's not possible anymore from a scale perspective. But we have the boot camp where I get to meet everybody. And so if not in the interview, but at least latest in the boot camp, have the opportunity to meet face to face. And it's much easier for us to learn the 5 or 10 people than for them to learn the 340 people that they join with. So in that sense,
yeah, that's my answer as well. I get to meet people in smaller groups, so you get to meet boot camp per boot camp. So for our listeners, we have mentioned the boot camps before, but every employee at Fluido goes through a 2.5-day boot camp where we talk about Fluido and values, our culture, and all the things that we do, all the different practices that we have, and the business that we work in. So it is easier for us, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree. But it's I'm really interested in people, and I like and love to engage with the people. So in that sense, just being interested and stopping by for a short while and discussing these things is fun.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, we have the boot camps. Those are great. But and you mentioned also that you like people and you like talking with people, engaging with people. So what's the thing that you don't like about working? This is a loaded question. You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but
I don't know. It's hard to say. The things have changed quite a bit for us as we have grown, and I really enjoyed to see the growth in the company. But now, like when we have more people, I of course enjoy the fact that we are growing. But as I said earlier, it's getting more and more difficult to engage with everybody. So every day I remember that this person or that person I haven't spoken with for a while, and I miss them and so on. So that's maybe if I would have to say something I don't like, that could be that.
Yeah, because we started from such a small bunch where you kind of knew everybody and their dog's name and where their kids go to school and everything. And now then you lose that touch. Of course.
Yeah, but in a way, it's also like it's great to see in our own communication tool, the Chatter, where we see posts from people in various groups about what they are doing in their lives, and then quite many of our employees are connected with me in social media, and so on. So I have the opportunity to also see how their families are evolving and they're having kids and so on. So it's in one way it feels to be part of their lives.
Yeah, it is. It is great, and I have to say now this virus time that we're going through right now, to a certain extent we're all a little bit far away from each other. But have you felt that maybe in a way we're also a little bit closer now as well?
Yeah. So. I was a little bit afraid that what's going to happen, like with the team, we are all kind of now, we have 330 offices, you could say, in a way that we are really distributed now with everybody working from home. But it's worked out wonderfully that everybody's so committed and the teams are getting together and on daily basis and meeting with each other, whether it's a Fluido team or together with customers and then also connecting them with the team. Every week we have the whole company meeting now. So that's one of the ways also to stay connected. And so in one way, we are definitely maybe meeting even more than on a normal environment and normal situation.
Yeah, and that's also, I also feel that.
And maybe like the daily virus stand-up that we have that in the beginning, we were really like tight on, what is on the schedule. Let's talk about this and this. And now it feels like the situation is in good handle and things are evolving, not always great, but then half of the call has become a sort of a social circle, which is fun.
Which is fun. Was there a challenge happening today in that particular call? Or when the pull-up thing? Or is that next week?
Challenge. There are all kinds of challenges in the world, and on a personal level, this is maybe the toughest. So I don't know how it started, but I'm supposed to do as many pull-ups as I can today on the stand-up. So let's see what happens there.
Yeah, I don't know how you get yourself into those situations, but yeah, that's something.
It's part of the values. Work must be fun. So in one way, if I can do my part of that, then people can laugh at me when I do pull-ups, then that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Okay. So that's happening today in the call, or was it next week? Yeah. Okay. So, all right.
I think it's a good idea. So we can maybe have someone else do something tomorrow.
Oh yeah. We'll have to. Whoever challenged you, we'll have to make him do something tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah. So going back to work must be fun, because obviously, you know, that's one of my favorite values. I really like to make sure that people are having fun at work. But what does that, because the reason I'm asking is that very often people say like, okay, you know, work must be fun, one of your values. Is it just, you know, fun, and do you get any work done? What do you say to those people?
First thing is that everybody needs to feel purpose in what they are doing. So we often talk about that, you know, we have people who are consultants or developers, and what we do is that customers are not buying a line of code or report from us. They are buying business value. They want us to drive their company forward, and they want us to change the way they connect with their customers. And so it's important that you get the fulfillment from that on a purpose level, but then also the fun part, that finding new fun ways to work and collaborate. And then also, as we are working hard, we need to also have fun and play hard in some ways. And it has really, that part has also evolved, that we as company are not really, I feel like we are not really organizing most of those things, that it's people and employees who take initiative. So we have had the international nights and the afterworks and the paddles things and beach volleyball and the music things and so on. So there's quite a lot of things, and each country's the team in Sweden has the fika, and although it's fika is a Swedish thing, but they actually have each of the nationalities. We have 40 nationalities in the company. Each of the nationalities are organizing the fika, bringing their own flavor to that, and so on. So it's really nice, and the Danish have, of course, their Whiskey Fridays and so on.
Yeah, Norway has a Freaking Friday, and
totally, yeah. I actually was invited to this week's Freaking Friday, so
let's
see how that works offline. Online, sorry.
Yeah, online. Yeah, because usually they do it physically. Did you have to dress up and everything? I mean,
I haven't gotten any direct.
I thought they had a.
Okay, I'll have to check with them.
Tuxedo night. I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'm sure you'll get instructions later on.
Sure.
So then the last question I want to ask you is obviously this podcast series is called fluidomoments.com or Fluido Moments. The website is fluidomoments.com. And Fluido Moments, we came up with that because we feel that everybody has these moments or one moment or something that means something to them about working at Fluido. So what is your Fluido moment, or perhaps moments?
I would say that this is pretty easy for me. And I have my Fluido moment every year when our company day ends. So as we get together in August annually, the whole company in same location, and we spend 2.5 days together. It's really a wonderful experience in the sense that the team is really coming together from different locations, collaborating in presentations, and the official PowerPoint shows that we do and all this that you would expect in a company day, but then also the evening events and the parties we have where we always have a team and go by the team then and dress up and so on. So I realized a couple of years ago that when we were going home that something really clicked in me and felt really great in my heart, really that this was amazing what I saw and what I experienced, and I think it's important to realize those moments, kind of what has happened, and take the joy out of that, and as we are getting bigger and bigger, I think the sensation after that has been the similar and even stronger.
Yeah. I would have almost put my money on that. I didn't ask you before, but I knew that was going to be your answer because the company days are amazing.
You have probably seen enough boot camps to know that.
Well, that too. Yes, you show the pictures of every of every company day.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure a lot of people have the same Fluido moments because it is truly amazing, the company day. And that kind of happened by accident as well, didn't it? I mean, we just thought we would hang out as a company when we were fairly small, and then it became an annual tradition. True. But like typically companies have these get-togethers, whether it's a team, country level, and so on, and we have always had it on a company level, and hope to carry on that tradition. Yeah.
But I would say that beyond the company day and the feelings from there are so many daily wonderful moments, and I'm sure the employees are feeling that when our customers are sending the feedbacks that we are getting. So there's really fantastic moments that we can feel, and when we are presenting those at our breakfast to the team, that wonderful, great moments.
Yeah, those are great as well. I agree. So again, for our listeners, we every month we have a company breakfast where we get together, the whole team and company presentation. But then we always have some time where we spend going through these sort of praises that people give to each other. What do we have? Like, thanks for helping out in a project and customer success. Whatever we've come up with something amazing and
also the value reflection of the values and the customer satisfaction scores and all these things. So customer success.
And you and I get to present those, so that's kind of really fun for both of us because we get to read those out loud and make sure that even though they are publicly in our chatter, but that people really see them also, and those are great. I also get a lot of strength in and happiness from other people's successes and happiness, and I think that's a lot or something that everybody else gets at Fluido as well.
And that's really what keeps me going and coming to work every day, seeing the success that people have and the enjoyment that they get from that.
Yeah. It is that, and you know, it's my anniversary year, so by the end of this year, I will have been at Fluido also 10 years. So I already started. I already started. That. You remember when
that you have mentioned that often enough now this year. So.
Yes, because I figured I can start saying that from January, so I can say that for 12 months. That it's almost 10 years. Yeah. It was at that time when you guys would hire just anybody. Now I think we're a little bit more particular. Now.
Exactly. So you're still the first lady.
I'm still the first lady. Yes. And it's been great, and I'm just also enjoying having new people join in all the time, and meeting people and seeing all these different happy faces when they have the success. So I agree, it's a lot of fun. So I hope people will enjoy these podcasts that we're doing. They're just pretty much conversations about our work, really.
I'm sure they will. I listened to 2 of them when I was running yesterday, so it's just perfect 40 minutes, and really enjoyed and helped me go through my struggle of the running. So it was, and so I'm looking forward to the new ones. I was a little bit afraid of this one, but it's been fun.
Isn't it fun? Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I think it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed every moment. So you can go and see all of the other ones on the website fluidomoments.com. We also have them in Spotify and iTunes. But thank you, Kai, very much for taking the time to be on this podcast, and I look forward to listening to this live, or not live, but once it's out. Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me to this one, and thank you for all the other podcast guests, and also thank you for the listeners. If you made it all the way here, I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, we'll never know if they made it up until here, but I'm hoping they'll never tell us. So that'll be
exactly,
good.
Yeah. But thank you so much, Pauliina, and everybody on the online.
All right. Thank you, Kai. Talk to you soon. All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.